Tonight from downtown Indianapolis, the Fever welcome in the Seattle Storm with major playoff implications on the line tonight.
All right, y'all, look, it's a big one tonight, okay? It's an important one. This has got to be our best 40 minutes. This has got to be our most intentional 40 minutes in everything that we do, okay? Look, no one person needs to do anything outside of themselves, right? But every single person in this locker room needs to be the best version of themselves.
What followed was a complete change in how Indiana played. They started controlling every possession. The rebounding fight turned into a landslide 42-22, fueled by Hull snagging 9 boards alongside Boston and aerial powers. And if you wanted a proof of inside dominance, Boston delivered without pause. She dropped 27 points on 10 of 18 shooting, overpowering Seattle in the paint. Every touch looked unfair. Every basket carried a message. Indiana wasn't going to play scared.
Leah Boston and Izzy McMagor in the center jump circle. We are underway from Indianapolis. Odyssey Sims tracks down the jump ball and lays it in.
Sims wearing bright pink shoes, passes to Mitchell, right corner three. It's good, and it's a record. 771 points and counting in 2025 for Kelsey Mitchell, the most in Fever franchise history.
But not even 10 minutes later, the entire arena roared again. Hull checked back in, swelling still obvious, and instantly the momentum flipped. Her toughness set the standard. Afterward, Aaliyah Boston said it best. Hull is the definition of tough, and everyone could see it. Coach White took it even further, calling the play disgusting. Hull herself brushed it off, even joking later that people told her she looked pretty with the knot. That refusal to sit out inspired the Fever. It became their rallying point.
It looks really unique, I think it's very creative for Caitlin Clark to come up with something like this. And I just enjoy all of it, it's like aura.
We It's simple, yet it speaks a lot.
I love it so much.
I'm a big fan of it. Simplicity is the best. I like the design. Nike always does great with design, so I'm a huge fan of the logo.
It looks really cool. I was really excited to see it last night, and it looks like we're going to get shirts with it on it, so that's pretty exciting too.
I like it. I like how it incorporates the CC.
I love it. Double C's. Let's go, Caitlin.
What's the real turning point when a season could collapse under injuries but refuses to? You didn't have to wait long to feel it here. Minutes into the opening quarter, the arena froze when Lexi Hull and Gabby Williams collided hard. Heads banging as they fought for a loose ball. The crash echoed, and then the sight. Hull walking off with a massive lump swelling across her forehead. Gasps filled the air, and in that instant, the celebration turned to silence. With 5 players already missing, the idea of losing Hull felt devastating.
Feels good. Got the pants, got the charms, necklace, zipper, everything.
That pressure meant nobody could jog through the motions. The mix of celebration and urgency lifted the pace, and while Clark's initials shined across the walls, someone else lit up the scoreboard. Indiana started hot, scoring 20+ in every quarter, setting a tempo Seattle never reached. The Fever never trailed. By the buzzer, the board showed 95-75. The victory wasn't just cheers, it vaulted Indiana back into 6th place, up from 8th. When the night began, fans entered wearing Clark's logo, but they left talking about a squad that turned the spotlight into domination. What followed was toughness that truly stamped the night.
AB's been the one that's been most affected by all of our injuries. All of the point guards that know how to get her the ball and how they get it to her. And it's not just getting her the ball, it's where you get it to her. Getting it to her on time, on target, thinking one pass ahead, all that matters. And I thought today, her aggressiveness with the ball in her hands to the rim, getting into defenders, playing low to high instead of high to low. When she plays like that, there's nobody that can stop her. And, she set the tone for us, really on both ends. She had the NECA assignment as well and set the tone for us on both ends. And, she was terrific.
So the theme of this matchup became contrast. Off the floor, the team built an event around their superstar. On the floor, they pieced together a lineup missing key names and faced the challenge of cooling down the storm. Coach Stephanie White admitted pregame that Indiana needed to treat it as playoff intensity, that each game meant everything. Aaliyah Boston put it even clearer. The night felt like May basketball, not August.
It's special. I mean, there's very few people who get the opportunity to say that they have a logo and to make the impact that she makes, not just I think, in the sport, but globally, just by being who she is. She's a connector. She brings people together. And, I think for us to be a part of that, and whether it's, as simple as being able to celebrate all of these things with her, or, as much as walking out into the arena and seeing the whiteout on the chairs out there, it's really cool. And it's really special and shoot, I'm talking about it right now, and just feeling the intense gratitude for me personally, being in women's basketball, to be able to be a part of this moment, and to celebrate with her.
But here's where the stakes rose. Clark wasn't the lone Fever player unavailable. Sophie Cunningham, Chloe Beebe, Sydney Coulson, and Ari McDonald were all out too. That made 5 players missing, and Indiana had already dropped 4 of its last 5 contests. The postseason race was tightening into a survival grind, and the Fever knew slipping here would cost more than one night. It could drag them even lower in the standings.
And Gabby Williams were slow to get up after a collision underneath the basket. Here's what happened.
Oh, that is a major collision for the two of them. They both knock heads. It took them both some time to get to their feet.
Inside, the energy hit before the opening tip. Clark's absence didn't matter. Her presence carried the arena. Gainbridge transformed into Caitlin Clark Court. Everywhere you turned, there were signs, gear, or fans waving around exclusive merchandise. This wasn't only WNBA hoops. It felt like culture. Pre-game ceremonies raised the excitement higher, and every time her name came up, the cheers grew louder, even with this marking her 16th straight game missed from injury.
Lexi Hall gets hit in the head there at the beginning of the game, comes back in. If you could just speak to her toughness and what it meant seeing her fight through what sure was not very pleasant.
I feel like Lexi's the definition of tough.
Yes.
I think when you just think of her as a player, the way that she hustles, she likes to get loose balls, extra offensive possessions. That's what she does. I mean, she got hit, she came back and just continued to contribute again. Was a pest on defense, just making her presence felt, offensive rebounds, and that's just who Lexi is. So
what happens when a player doesn't step on the hardwood, yet her impact controls the whole night? That was the vibe inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse, where all eyes stayed on Caitlin Clark, even though she sat courtside in regular clothes. Nike picked this game to unveil her personal logo, and the atmosphere felt more like a citywide festival than just another late August matchup. The double C mark covered the arena, glowing across massive screens and stamped on free t-shirts handed to every fan at the door. Thousands wore them immediately, giving the crowd a unified look, almost like a team uniform stretching across the entire building.
Yeah, I mean, that was disgusting. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I mean, it's who she is. She's just a tough young woman who battles every possession, and you can never tell if Lexi if she's hurt, if she's injured, if she goes down, if she gets back up. She just always has the same expression, and she just plays her butt off. And I'm thankful that it wasn't worse, and thankful that she was able to come back. But she really kind of epitomizes the toughness and the grit of this team.
What if I told you the Indiana Fever didn't just grab a victory? They rewrote history 6 separate times in a single night. The Fever dominated the Seattle Storm by 20 points, but that's not even the headline. With Caitlin Clark sidelined, her Nike logo blazing across Gainbridge, and 5 other teammates missing, Indiana showed they're not just surviving, they're rewriting the record books while fighting back into playoff contention. You're about to see how one matchup flipped the entire picture. The toughness, the milestones, and what Clark's comeback might mean for what's ahead. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement. If you're hyped, type fired up in the comments. For the Fever, let's roll.
Williams drive, passes, Breezy with a block. She swats Malunga. Fever in transition left to right, Powers at the right elbow. Backing down Diggins, passes left wing, Kelsey fires, got it. The defense to offense, and the Fever lead by 10. It's 22-12 with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter.
None of these tips. Knocks down a 3.
If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss the latest Fever updates. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Indiana can keep this momentum rolling into the playoffs? And don't forget to share this video with another Fever fan to keep the energy going. Let's keep the conversation fired up.